If you're here today, and I thank you for that, it means that He has touched your life in some way or another. I'm honored to be here. I am honored to be here to speak to you all. I am honored to be here to speak to you about my father, Kamsuk Chantasang. Losing my father was one of the most difficult things I have gone through. As I am standing up here today, I realize how fortunate I was to have him as my father. There are no words to express his influence in my life. It is through his example that I've learned to be the father and a husband I am today. My father was hardworking, strong, and loving person. He loved his family dearly and was deeply devoted to my mother and his children. As a child, I always looked forward to seeing my uncle, Lung Tui, and his friends. They would reminisce and share stories about their youth back in Laos. And every once in a while, usually after a couple beers, they would forget I was in the room and hear stories that were comical. They would dance and sing until sunrise. For my dad, that is what life is all about, to cherish every minute of it. My father, Kamsuk Chantasang, born June 13, 1951, in Vientiane, Laos, son of Mr. and Mrs. U Chantasang. He is one of 10 children. He has 6 sisters and 4 brothers, including himself. He was the 6th eldest of his siblings. He loved each and every one of his sisters and brothers. I would hear countless stories about his trip back home to visit them. I saw the love and affection personally when I made that trip back home to Laos in 2004. It was beautiful seeing him reunite with the family that he hasn't seen in many years, something I will cherish forever. The journey, tribulation, and sacrifice my parents had to endure to come over to the United States in 1980 changed our world forever. My father met my mother when he was in the military in the early 1970s, and they both fell in love immediately. They got married a few years later and have 5 children. My sister Ed and Kathy, my brother Gary and Lucky. He has 3 beautiful granddaughters, Victoria, Natalia, and Hope. I find it difficult to write about someone who you love and admire your whole life. As the eldest son, my father has taught me and shown me the meaning of life. Work hard and anything is possible. I didn't realize it then, but that was one of the biggest lessons I learned from my dad, the value of hard work. He woke up every day and went to work to provide for our family. He worked as an electrical engineer associate for 30 years until he retired. He truly believed that if you work hard, treat people right, and you will be rewarded in life. My sisters and brothers are thankful and blessed to have him as our dad. As a child, I asked my mother, why does Dad work so hard? She would say, Dad wants us to give us the life he never had. As I look back now, I know the sacrifice my dad made for his family. He always wanted to attend my football games when I was younger, but the work commitments kept him to miss out on some of my games. I remember my senior homecoming game when he was there with my mother and my family. I noticed he was filled with pride and joy just by the look of his face. My father can be defined in part, I think, by the sense of his honor, by his understanding of the right from wrong. He was a fierce, loyal man, loyal to his family, loyal to his friends, and loyal to the value that he learned from his parents. My father has always striven to be fair above all. Sometimes he was, sometimes he wasn't, and always he tried. These same character traits are one of the ones that both my brothers and sister have. Growing up with my father, there were countless memories but these past several years have been the greatest years I have spent with my father. All the fishing trips that we made, traveling back to Laos to see his dream house being built. Our last trip with our father was to the New England Aquarium. The love he has for the animals brings him joy and happiness. My father always had a love for animals. He raised countless of animals and found the joy and comfort in raising them. Even though it was aspirating to hear my dad continually brag about me, it was nice to know that I always made him proud. Ultimately, it was because of the extraordinary influence on my life that I have become the person that I am today. Although my dad may never have said it out loud, he is truly proud of his children and the way we all have grown up. His granddaughters are the love of his life. He loved each and one of them unconditionally. My daughter will miss their grandpa, and I will do my best to carry his legacy and remind them every day what a wonderful man he was. He showed strength and love right up until his last days with us. He fought a long and a courageous battle, and now he is at peace. I hope that one day, when I die, my children can look back, tell funny stories about me, and talk about how I love them and their mother. I am so fortunate and grateful that I had a father so capable of expressing his love for our family. Although he will be forever missed, I feel comfort knowing that he will accomplish more than he could ever dream of in life. I hold you in my heart forever, Dad. We love you. On behalf of my family, we thank you for coming today, and we greatly appreciate your love and support. May peace be with you all. Thank you.